Well, you know what they say, the best way to start making videos again is just to make them. I'll get to editing stuff and making it pretty later. But I just wanted to connect with you guys, say hello again, and start off with just a little bit more. I shared in my last video all the huge updates about what was going on in my life and shock, awe, all the things. And I think that probably the one that people want to hear about most, and I mean, we'll get to the baby loss. That was a whole thing. But the cancer diagnosis. I figured today I'd talk a little bit about how I got my diagnosis. So let's rewind back to February 2021. No, 2022. February 2022, I was coming off of the loss of my second child. And while I was pregnant, I felt a lump in my breast. But because I was pregnant, the doctor felt it and was like, I think it's a clogged milk duct. Most likely a clogged milk duct. Just make sure you massage it and it will eventually go down. I'm not worried about it. You don't need imaging. And I was like, cool. That sounds great. Because, okay, I was pregnant and it made sense to me. But something was going on in the back of my mind. Something said, that just, even though I know what she said, I just have never felt a lump before. So I kept an eye on it. I talked to my friend who was like, yeah, I've heard of that happening. Why don't you wait until your cycle comes and goes and just see what happens, right? And I did that. I had my cycle come, my cycle left, and the lump was still there. And I advocated for myself. I said, you know what? I would like to have this imaged. And I called the doctor and I said, I know that you said that you think that it's okay. Actually, I called another doctor, which is the one who worked with her. And I said, I know that you say that it's fine, but I would like to have imaging done just to be sure. I'm not scared of a mammogram, even though I'd never had one before. I'm only 38, but just for my peace of mind. And I want to tell you, it saved my life. Because when I went into that center, got the exam, they immediately sent me for an MRI, which was immediately followed by a biopsy, which I hear is unheard of, that they can get that all done in one day. I say God was with me. He was. So by the end of that day, I knew something was wrong. And 2 days later, I knew that it was cancer. So I share that with you as a way to start off this series that I'm going to do, where I'm just sharing how I got to this point in my life and what was going on, because I think that there's a lot of people who may be on my channel or find my channel who may feel like something's not right with their body, but don't want to be alarmist. You're like, I don't want to be that person. Get it checked. Run towards information, please. Please run towards information. I found out that I was stage 2. I had to go through chemotherapy. Mine was a hormone positive breast cancer. There's something called triple negative. I didn't have that, but I had to go through the same course of treatment as somebody who has what they call a triple negative breast cancer, because I had one lymph node that was involved. But because I was persistent, we caught it. I immediately started chemotherapy. That's going to be my next video, to tell you what chemo was like, and was able to start, on the path to recovery. But as a result of that, I can no longer, at least for right now, focus on trying to build my family. I already was advanced maternal age because I was 38, but that was the grieving process, especially coming off of being pregnant. But that's not what this video is about. This is just a reminder to you that you know your body best. You know when something doesn't feel right. And doctors, someone said it best, doctors work for you. Doctors work for you. And if it doesn't feel right, you need to say something. As scary as it sounds, you need to speak up. So that is my video for today. I'm not going to make these very long because I want you to digest the information. And the next thing I want to talk about after that was what it was like to start chemo. I have some pictures. I have some things to share. But I did not expect my life to turn out where it is now. Like, you couldn't have told me that this was the journey that I was going to be on. I thought the MS that I had, that diagnosed at 25, was enough. But breast cancer is a whole nother thing. And dealing with people's emotions around you having breast cancer is a whole vibe. So I also want to invite you. I am having a masterclass called Mastering the Storm, where I'm going to share the things that I learned on this crazy, crazy journey going through MS and baby loss and breast cancer. It's going to be on July 11th at 7 p.m. 7-Eleven, which is Slurpee Day. I call it Slurpee Day because 7-Eleven. For those who have 7-Elevens near you, you can get a Slurpee on Slurpee Day. But it's going to be at 7 p.m. and I'm going to share, it's called Mastering the Storm. I'm going to share effective strategies to help you get through the tough times in your life. So the link will be in the description. I hope that you can join me. I'm so looking forward to talking to you more and doing some of that fancy editing that they have now. I'm dealing with an iPhone, which is like a big time thing, but I haven't figured out all the bells and whistles. So hopefully it'll get better. You all have a wonderful day. I'll check in later. Bye.